Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to today's tutorial. You can see what we have on our table. So guys, let's quickly make this beautiful sleeve together, guys. So the sleeve length is 22. The half length, that is the elbow length, is 12. From the elbow to the wrist is 10 inches. So the front part, which is from the elbow to the wrist, is 10 inches. Do not forget that. So let's quickly place our measurement. So the armhole depth I'll be working with is 8 inches. Remember, I need to have 1 inch seam allowance. So I'll place in total of 9 inches. So I'm using pencil first, okay? So find the midpoint of whatever we have here. Connect it straight. There's a cutout on the center of our sleeve, not just the side seam. The center, we'll be creating a little flounce on that part. So I will connect it straight, okay? First, I will find the length of the elbow, okay? Is 12 inches. Remember, we need half inch to join it on the shoulder part and half inch to join the front part, which is the flare part. That is for the elbow length to the wrist. That's what I mean, guys. So this is center of our sleeve. So to find the midpoint, sorry, which I'm working with 9 inches, okay, because my armhole depth is 8. I need 1 inch for seam allowance. So I'll step in, okay, to find your cap height is your armhole depth divided by 2 minus 1 inch, okay. So you connect it this way. Before this, let me connect this part, okay, to the center of our sleeve, okay. So this is center sleeve for better understanding. So the elbow round sleeve measurement, okay. So this is how to place it. Yeah, place it this way. I have 12 inches. Excuse me. Sorry, 13 inches, which is 6.5. So remember the armhole depth is 8 and added 1 inch seam allowance. So I'll add it here as well. Not my marker, please. So on the cap height, step down 3 inches. Okay, but this part is optional just for a guide. I won't make use of it. To know how many inches you want to step out with from your center of your sleeve to create your curve. So from the shoulder line, you step out 2 inches, you have to work 1.5 inches. Okay. So I want to blend it this way. Create a curve like leg of mutton sleeve. Yes, although to create that curve, it depends how statement you want yours to be. Connect this way. You can see the way I'm placing my palm curve. To blend, you could decide to extend it 1 inch away from your elbow length, okay. So this is it, the part I'm connecting, guys. You can see. So what I have here is total of 3 inches. Excuse me, but I try to reduce it because I want my moderate, okay. So blend it this way. Clean all the first one, but note this part is optional. So I'm reducing mine as well on this part. So I'll clean this part as well. So you decide to work with the first one, all depending on your preference. So I'll quickly use marker to trace it for better view. So guys, if you find this interesting, like, comment, share, Please, if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe, please. It will help this channel to grow. I love you all. God bless you all. So I will just connect straight to the elbow length this way. So it's the first one, it's just this way. Okay, so all depending on your preference. Like what I said earlier, this part I step down with just for a guide to know the part that be creating your curve. Okay, so this is all for this part. Let's quickly cut it out. Not no seam allowance. I won't be adding seam allowance. I'll be working with this. I want my moderate, okay? But if you want to maintain this measurement you have here, make sure you add seam allowance on the center of your sleeve, the center line. That is still L, okay? Make sure you add the seam allowance. So it's time to find the length we have here. Is now total of 12 inches. Remember, we step up from the shoulder line with 1.5 inches. So what we'll be needing from the elbow length to the wrist, sorry, camera couldn't capture this part. It's just in a flare form. The front part we want to work on now. So it's 2 inches from the center of my pattern here. So I will just create curve this way. Okay, so the front length to be working with here is 8 inches. So you decide to work with 10 inches, 12 inches, all depending on your preference. So I will place it all around, okay, connect the curve and cut it out. That is all for this part. So my pattern is into 4 parts here, into fold. So I fold it once and flip it once again. So is a flare form, okay? So let's cut it out, guys. So for the center flounce, that is the flare on the center sleeve. I won't be cutting it out because when I'm through, I will use this part to trace it out. So the wrist, I'll cut one part open this way. This I should look. So for the elbow length, place it this way to meet the other part. Blend it this way. So by the time we stitch, the front part will meet with the upper part. So for the wrist, this is how you place your wrist measurement. Is 10 inches. You place it this way. So this part as well, you could decide to work with elastic to create gathers. So what depends on your preference. But mine is with a band. So notch. So this is the length I'll be working with. But for those that are working with flesh, you add some inches to that part to make it fuller. So I want to quickly trace out the band I'll be working with. It's just 2 inches into fold. Total of into fold, sorry, is 3 inches. So I'll place it this way. So my wrist round measurement is 10 inches. So I'll place 10 inches. Remember, 1 inch seam allowance. So I'll trace it out this way, which is 5 inches plus half inch into fold, 5.5 inches. So this is the band I'll be working with on my wrist. So this is all we need for now. So I will introduce my fabric, trace it out. Okay, so here we are. Not forget to add your seam allowance. Mine is moderate, so there is no need for seam allowance on the center part. But the side seam, remember I added 1 inch. So make a notch to know the center of your sleeve. So that is the part to be adding our fronts on the center of our sleeve. So I'm just tracing it out. Make sure you blend it all round this way to avoid shortage after stitching. So this is the band part. So I had to reduce the length to create my frowns on the shoulder line. So this is, you can see it right now, guys. So when we have, we'll be taking to iron table to add our interfixing. So I used the strongest color stay on the frowns on the center of the slider towards the shoulder area. So you can see I'm done adding my interfacing. So I'll introduce my sewing machine here. So each piece is into two because the frowns on this, that is the flare part of this, I will be using to turn it. Okay, so I'll stitch all round. So stitch, take it to iron table, iron it, okay, so that by the time you are through, your sleeve will sit properly. So I decided to reduce it here. So flip it this way, give it a very nice press. So the part that we notch, which is the center of our sleeve length, shoulder, which is on the shoulder line, so you place it this way, plate, adjust as you stitch. So it's when we are through fixing this part that we introduce the other piece of our sleeve. So as you stitch, you adjust. So we're stitching now on our flounce part, which is the flare part. Okay. So this is how it should look. So I will introduce the other part of the sleeve. So I will stitch as well on the other piece. Okay. So as you stitch, adjust your flounce part, stitch to meet the center of your shoulder line. Okay, stitch is the curve part that we are stitching on right now. You have to patiently stitch this part. So by the time you iron, everything will last properly. It's difficult because we added interfixing and I use the strongest one. Yeah, so adjust your frowns as you stitch. Okay, to the elbow length. So this is it. You can see how beautiful it is. You see, so here's the part to be joined to our shoulder round sleeve. So the flounce part on this other part on the elbow length. Sorry, I will open it up a bit this way. I need an half inch to join this. I will be doing this one at a time. So you place this way to stitch. Sorry, my friend, to stitch to the side seam. Okay, you back stitch. So this front part is really beautiful and is optional too. So you decide to extend the length of your flounce. Okay, you decide to work with 10, 12, 15 as I said doing the drafting. So this is the other piece. So I will stitch as well with an half inch. So make sure you maintain the seam allowance so that one won't be longer than other. Okay. Sorry, I mentioned. So stitch this way. It's very simple, guys, and this slavery came out very beautiful. Yes. So this to say no to boring sleeve. You can see the frowns part. Flip it, okay, to join it. Sorry, call to join it. You can see how beautiful it is already, and we're not done yet. So I have to introduce my band this way. So I will open it up this way to stitch, to close the two side seam this way. So it's very simple, guys. You stitch to the wrist. So where we are stitching on right now is the center of our sleeve, not the side seam. Do not forget that. I've trimmed this part off. So you can see. So I have to clean notch. Make sure you give it a very nice prep. Before then, we have to join our side seam right now. Step down with an half inch, the part that we will use and join to our bodies. So stitch this way. As you stitch, you adjust it well so that by the time you iron it, everything will sit properly. Okay. So this is it, guys. So flip it to the right side and you have row. Give it a very nice press. Add your band. If you are working with elastic, add the elastic. That is all. So this is how you should look when you are through. So this is it. Oh, please make sure you give it a very nice press. Okay. So before adding my band, I want to put it on and show you guys. Yeah, I can have view of it. So you can see how beautiful it is. So the flounce came out very beautiful. You can see, like I said, the length is optional because I had to make it longer than mine. Okay. So that is all for this tutorial. Please find it interesting, like, comment, okay, share. And if you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe. I love you all. I remain your favorite fashion tutor, She Living Signature. Bye.